Welcome back. We're here at the 62nd USHA Four-Wall National Championships. David Fink alongside pro player Ashley Moeller.
Semifinal. Mariana Rushe from Ireland will be serving first. And Jennifer Schmitt from Texas is receiving. Oh, yeah.
You heard the announcement there from our referee, Samantha England. Samantha just losing to Aisling Riley.
Okay, and
that's why she's up in the hot seat right now. Ashley, you're also in the hot seat. Here is our color commentator. Great to have the insight of a women's pro player. Haven't seen much of Mariana on the webcast, Ashley, but really an impressive player. She's known as the woman that put Lisa Frazier Gilmore in retirement in 2009, defeating her in Portland. And now she's making, I believe, her first appearance in the USHA National Semifinal.
I had a chance to watch Mariana play against Jennifer Hinman in the first round, and she had an amazing lob serve that you see her doing now to the left. But Jenny's so consistent on the left side that it's not going to be very effective against her.
Well, Jenny really will neutralize that lob serve because she's got the best left hand in women's handball. Much like her brother Vern, she plays better with her left hand than her right, even though she's right-handed. She's got that incredible left fist. And we've seen that for so many years. Jenny now 43 years young and still one of the top women handball players in the world.
Sorry, was there contact? No, I don't. One serving one.
I had the opportunity to lose to both of these players in the same day. It's good to see them in the semifinals. It makes me feel a little better about losing to top players.
I'm assuming you lost to Mariana in the doubles then.
Yeah.
So a rough tournament for you here.
Well,
but you did advance to the quarterfinals, which is very impressive. Defeated the number 6 seed, Biddy Bidigan, in a tiebreak. You dominated the second and third games there.
One serving two. Side out.
That's a beautiful left hand from Mariana. We know that Jenny's got that great left hand, but Mariana
two serving one.
Defeating Tracy Davis yesterday in a very entertaining match. That was 2 lopsided games. Mariana winning the first game easily, Tracy winning the second game easily, and then Mariana winning the tiebreaker 11-5. I know Tracy very disappointed with that loss yesterday. Just felt like she didn't play well at all in the tiebreaker.
Replay.
As you know, Ashley, it can happen so fast. You've won the second game, you feel like you have all the momentum, you just get off to a slow start in the tiebreaker, and next thing you know, you're out of the tournament.
And that's when timeouts are very crucial. You have to know how to slow the game down and get yourself back in before you get in too big of a deficit.
Point.
How does a player have the discipline to call those timeouts? I wish I could.
3 serving one.
And if someone tells you to call a timeout, you yell at them.
It makes me want to play to never stop again. Even the hint of a timeout is suggested.
1 serving 3.
We really see a different flow to the game, Ashley, in the women's game compared to the men's game. An average women's game is 20 to 25 minutes. A men's game of the same score would be twice that, 50 to 55 minutes. You see the men calling a lot more timeouts. There's the towel timeouts, the shirt changes, the glove changes, the arguments, the drama.
There's a lot more stalling in the men's game. They've perfected that. The women are catching up slowly. But it's kind of nice to get it done and over with.
Well, it's great from a fan perspective and from an announcer perspective that the action is just constant.
1 serving 3.
Of course, I don't think anybody would be upset if we saw a really long final in our next match between Paul Brady and Charlie Schenk. Should be a great matchup. I know you're looking forward to that. Ashley will have you on the sideline in that match, hopefully.
3 serving 1.
A lot of side outs here early. These ladies have been playing for 5 minutes and just 4-point score.
Those are times that I wish rally scoring would be implemented. I've been playing a lot of big ball lately, and rally scoring just makes the game move along. It's more exciting. But I don't think the pro players like that very much. It was voted against during the pro tour.
I know personally that I really disliked it, especially playing it. Watching it is, like you said, can be nice. But as a player, you just feel so rushed. Almost feel like you're playing a time game when you're playing rally scoring, that you can't catch up, that you know your strategy is a little bit different because you can't afford to go for certain shots, particularly when you're receiving serve.
Point.
Great fish shot from
serving 4.
Jenny. I know you like to fist the ball a lot, Ashley.
Right out.
That's my downfall.
Well, at least you're not fisting the ball off the back wall anymore.
4 serving 2.
Thanks to David Chapman, he corrected my back wall. However, the 3 wall's kind of been taking away from my back wall shot I used to have.
Beautiful back wall kill there from Mariana.
5 serving 2.
But what's amazing about Jenny's left fish shot, Ashley, is she can punch it to the ceiling, she can hit the bottom board, and she can hit a pass. So she has 3 options when she goes to the fist, and her swing is identical on virtually all of them.
Yeah, it's very deceiving.
So you never really know where she's going with that left fist.
Point.
Jenny is the elder statesman now of the women's game, but she's very emotional in there. You know, we've seen Jenny, when things aren't going her way, seems to unravel a little bit
6
mentally.
serving 2.
I can't relate to that, but
Well, and as her opponent, you want to see the emotion. It's very frustrating to play as a player that doesn't show emotion because you don't know what's going on in their head. You can't figure out when you're getting to them.
absolutely.
7 serving 2.
I noticed Jenny looking up at the referee at the last 2 rallies. I didn't see anything that would have been even close to a screen or hinder, but she's lobbying for them. And that's what I mean, Ashley. I've seen her go through these sort of phases where she's looking up to the referee for calls that really aren't there.
Well, she got it there.
Jenny seems a little bit anxious and antsy right now.
Screen serve.
And you see Jenny's worked her way into 2 consecutive calls by lobbying the 2 previous points for calls that she thought she should have had.
7 serving 2.
Well, and Samantha is her fellow doubles partner in this tournament also.
Second serve.
And they'll be playing Tracy Davis and Bailey Chandler today in the semifinals. I know you just played Tracy in the playoffs this morning, Ashley.
The thing about Tracy is she just is so strong. She's probably the most fit female in the pro circuit right now. She just has very disciplined workout routines. She doesn't get tired.
I mean, she's intimidating to play. She's incredibly fit, and she's got a very quiet confidence about her. I don't know if you beat her yet in a tournament.
I beat her in a consolation match a couple years ago, but that was before she really got into her groove in 4-wall, which she's come a long way since then.
4 serving 7. Right out.
Jenny has won the national championship before. She's a regular in the semifinals and finals. That's a great get for Mariana.
Right out.
That's a smart shot by Jenny. It's very difficult if you don't have the control like Jenny does to make that shot in the perfect pass location in the back corner.
And you see Jenny hitting a beautiful reverse ace
5 serving 7.
down the left, and I don't believe that she could hit that serve with the white label ball, but the women now are playing with the red label 21, and it's just heavy enough that you can put a little wrinkle on the ball. I think the white label ball, and a lot of the top women complain for this reason, is that you just couldn't do anything with that ball. You can't control it. A little bit too light.
Yeah.
This ball is in between. You can put just enough hop on it to run it down the walls.
Start. Second serve.
Nice crowd on hand here. Of course, the men's final is coming up next. Paul Brady will be going for his 7th
7 serving 6.
USHA 4-wall national singles title. He's not lost at the Nationals since 2004. Didn't play last year because of an injury. So he's not the defending champion, but looking to keep his undefeated streak alive.
Now, talking about intimidation, you don't get much more intimidating than that.
Serving 6. Right out.
It's a good touch there by Jenny.
Is she going for that shot there, Ashley? Just taking a little bit of pace off the ball right in front of Mariana, or was that a little bit of a miss hit, do you think?
Start.
I thought she meant to do it. She hit a couple of those against me yesterday.
Second serve.
But you never know.
I always find it very difficult to take something off the ball from the deep court. You played Jenny yesterday, Ashley. Did you purposely try and keep the ball away from her left hand, or are you just go in there and play your own game?
On my deep shots and passes, I tried to keep it more to the right, because I knew how deadly that left fist was. But she's so consistent that it got me very frustrated, because no matter what I would hit, she'd get it back. And if I couldn't put the ball away, then I didn't really have a chance in the rally.
7 serving 8.
Sometimes as a player, it's difficult to go in there and try and isolate someone's right hand or left hand, because it takes you out of your own game, and you find yourself going for shots that you're not really comfortable hitting, and then all of a sudden,
8 serving 8.
your level of play declines. A lot of times at the top level, you just have to go in there and play your game. Let the chips fall where they may, as they say.
No, yeah.
Got a great second women's semifinal here. Very evenly matched players here. Samantha was tied with Aisling Riley in game number 1, 10-10. Aisling really took over at that point, asserted herself, and ran away with the match.
9 serving 8.
It seems like whenever you get to that 10th point is where you really see the level of quality of players, because it's difficult to get that lead or play tight, and then all of a sudden the better player always takes a jump.
Well, the better player has that extra gear. They can coast, and then all of a sudden they shift into 5th gear.
Serving 8.
They go on that crucial 6-7 point run, and from there it's 17, 18 to 10 or 11, and it's pretty much over.
I know personally I've yet to get to that next level. I can stay in there until about 10, 12, and then I just crumble. But
a lot of that has to do with confidence also. Sometimes you think, well, they're going to go to this next level and I don't have it, but it might not even be that they're doing anything different. It might just be that you're thinking that they're doing something different. That's why sports is so much about the mental aspect of the game. most of Jenny's points actually are coming from that left fist. She's killed 3 balls with the left fist. She's hit 4 passes, and that was a drive right at Mariana's feet, which is a great shot.
Well, that left fist shot is her comfort zone. When you hit it there, she knows that she's confident she's going to make a good shot with that.
Well, what's incredible about that left fist shot is she can hit it from waist high, chest high, or below her waist with the fist and with control. You see some players only fisting the ball when the ball is below their waist or at knee level. She can actually hit a sidearm fist coming over the ball with a little bit of reverse with the fist. It's a really nice point from Mariana. You see she moved Jenny from side to side. She had Jenny running northwest and northeast diagonally all across the court, and that'll take a lot out of you. Even if Jenny's able to win that point, and you see Jenny has to take a timeout. We'll take a replay of that last point. Actually, let's watch how much ground Jennifer Schmitt covers compared to Mariana, who didn't move more than 2 feet. Jenny ran about 35 feet during that rally, and we'll see if we can load up that instant replay in the truck here of this entire last point. That's a cool shot of Mariana from the front wall cam. Not sure if we have instant replay, and here we go. She serves down the right, which I think is a good strategy here for Mariana. Now Mariana still has that front court position. She pushes Jenny into the front left corner. Now a paddle shot back to the right. And look where Jenny started. She went over towards the back right corner, up to the front left corner, and then tried to retrieve that last ball that went straight down the right wall. So I don't care who you are, Ashley, that's going to take a lot out of you to play points like that. And of course, Mariana not having to move more than 2 feet to win that point. That's how you play winning handball. It's really whoever can control the center of the court is going to win these matches. You can't win the match on the run or from the back left or right corner. It's very simple when you break it down.
Time in.
Much more difficult to
12,
do.
serving 8.
Absolutely. It starts though with a great serve. A great serve enables you to maintain that front court position. You know, poor serving is going to take you out of that front court and put your opponent in the front court. And from there, you're in big trouble. Mariana does not really play that classic Irish game. Plays more of an American style. I haven't seen very much Irish whipping from her, just a conventional, as we would say, style of play.
It seems like there's a lot less Irish women that use that whip.
8 serving 12.
I see that Aisling Riley uses it sparingly, and Fiona Shannon also does use it.
9 serving 12.
Which I was surprised not to see her come over across the pond after winning last year.
Well, Fiona generally only travels for the World Championships. I think last year she wanted to add that U.S. title to her resume. She's won all the other big titles around the world.
I said long ball.
I believe she has
but you guys
a couple
kept
of
playing.
kids.
I wasn't sure if it actually was.
In Ireland. Could be wrong.
12 serving 9. Short ball. Second serve.
Ash, you're actually having a sign language conversation here in the booth. I didn't know you knew sign language, but that was impressive. So you speak English, Spanish, and sign? So you're trilingual?
Yeah.
And this is a great shot here. We're seeing what we spoke about a couple of minutes ago. Players were playing pretty even to about 8-all, and now it's Mariana just taking her game to the next level.
14 serving 9.
And she's really dominated here in the last 5 to 6 minutes of play. Very crisp shot making. And there's a great left fist. You have to question why she would put the ball right on Jenny's left fist there, knowing just how good Jenny is from that position.
9 serving 14.
awkward shot there by Mariana.
Well, Ashley, I don't know if you had a chance to play in this court during this event, but very difficult to come out of that back left corner. It's dark and the ball doesn't necessarily come off exactly how you'd expect it. And we've seen a lot of players really struggle in that back left corner.
You can hear Jenny yelling at herself. I believe she called herself stupid for that shot. And as the opposite player, you're going to be thinking, all right, I'm in her now.
I've never seen any kind of emotion from any Irish player. I actually don't think they're allowed to talk.
Maybe they teach that in their Irish school of handball. Seems like every Irish player that comes over goes to some type of academy to learn how to play handball.
It's working. We spoke in the last match. Aisling Riley trains at the Sport Institute in Ireland. It's for Olympians only, and they've allowed Aisling Riley and Charlie Shanks to come in there and train every day. They have access to all the greatest trainers, doctors, sports psychologists, physios, masseuses, nutrition. And clearly it's making a difference. I mean, we see Charlie Shanks taking his game to the next level. Aisling Riley, certainly one of the best I've ever seen play women's handball.
Playing Mariana yesterday, I saw that she's very good in the front court. She can rekill the ball up there, and if Jenny wants to get back in it, she's going to have to push her to the back and not let her take control in the front court.
You see a lot of the top women actually have something about their game that really separates them. You know, you have Aisling Riley, who's got the great power, the beautiful right corner kills. We've seen in the past players like Anna Engel, who just had unbelievable aggressiveness and offense with both hands. You watch Mariana, there's nothing really in particular that stands out. She's not the most powerful, she's not the fastest, but she's very consistent, and when she has an opportunity, she does something with it.
She doesn't seem to rush a lot of her shots. She's very confident in the shots that she's taking and takes her time and does what she needs to do with it.
She's almost like a Tony Healy type of player, just very consistent,
20
very
seconds.
steady. And it's a tremendous contrast between these two. Mariana is so calm, and Jenny is so excitable.
Serving 10.
Has to be inspirational for you, Ashley. Jenny, about 20 years older than you, so you're going to be doing this for the next 20 years. Maybe more.
I don't know if that's inspirational or... No, it's definitely nice to see older players that can still compete with the best, because it gives players like me hope and inspiration, as you said, that not going to be stuck at the bottom forever, hopefully.
I'll do what I do, just wait for all the good players to retire and then hope that no one new comes up, and then you just take their spot. Not because you got any better.
No, no. You've been playing so much better. I've been telling you that the last 3 stops. I think you had your dad threw you a victory party last night.
Well, it was actually a pro player victory, but I don't think I was the guest of honor necessarily. We were honoring all the pros.
Oh, I guess I wasn't invited.
Actually, you were. I was disappointed that you weren't there.
I didn't get the letter in the mail.
You go to the Dave Vincent School of Invitations. He doesn't go unless he's formally addressed, in the mail, first class mail only.
Certified mail.
17 serving 11.
Since these ladies were tied at 8, Mariana is on a 9-3 run, excuse me. This is the business end of the first game, and
I wouldn't count Jenny out yet. She's such a consistent player, but as I saw yesterday, I thought I had her tired, but she seemed to play better tired because you make smarter shots, not wanting to run as much.
Very frustrating. You think you've done your job as a player, tiring out your opponent, and then all of a sudden they just start playing better. So what's going on here? You know, you're supposed to be making mistakes now, but.
Oh, replay.
I think when you lose your legs or your breath and get tired, you watch the ball more because you know that you're not going to be able to just chase everything down.
11,
it's about the only thing left that you can control.
Really nice swing.
Right out.
From Mariana with her left hand there. Very smooth stroke.
17 serving 11. Point.
And she puts a little bit of a natural on that to run that straight down the wall. She's had success serving down the right. And Mariana's got a very good left hand. A lot of times you serve down the right, the ball comes to your left. And there's another ace as she's starting to mix up her serves now. She's going left and right.
It's a good strategy. You got to keep the opponent guessing which way you're going to go. Serve it down the one side the whole time. They're expecting it, ready for it.
Short.
And nearly hits another ace there. That was just short.
Second serve.
That's a beautiful return of serve. I believe, Ashley, that the second serve is one of the most underappreciated, least talked about shots in the game, but it's so important. And you know, you hear people focusing on their first serve and you know their back wall kills and their defense, but not much discussion about the second serve. But that second serve is a crucial element to the game because you're going to go through stretches where you're hitting short serves. You're going to have to hit second serves, and a lot of players just, you know, just putting that ball in play. And I think that you'd find, if you did some analysis of your game, a lot of times you just put that second serve in play, you're going to lose most of those rallies. I like the Sean Lenning school. The game just ends as we're in the middle of a conversation there. Mariana Rushe taking that game 21-11. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Ashley Moeller. We're going to talk a little bit more about the second serve, and we're going to look forward to Jenny Schmitt trying to mount a comeback there after losing 13 of the last 16 points in that first game. We'll be back in 5 minutes for Ashley Moeller. I'm David Fink. You stay tuned. We'll catch you in 5 minutes. Welcome back. David Fink alongside esteemed analyst and pro player Ashley Moeller for game number 2 here of the second women's semifinal. Winner of this, Ashley will face the number 1 seed Aisling Riley. In game number 1 here, it was Mariana Rushe taking down Jenny Schmitt, 21-11. Players were tied at 8, and Mariana went on a big run and closed out that first game. Jenny extremely fatigued in the middle of that first game, really unable to really
all right, game 2.
Get herself in position to make good shots in the latter part of that game as she was in the early stretches of the first game.
So Dave, what do you think is going to be the difference in this game that Jenny's going to need to do in order to try to force a tiebreaker?
Well, you saw right there, not a good start for Jenny. Not a terrible serve, but Mariana shoots the ball right in front of her, and Jenny just did not have that spring to move up to that ball, and it looked like a pretty easy dig for her. But it simply comes down to conditioning here for Jenny. If she's unable to get that second wind, this could be a very short game for Jenny. And I think Mariana is noticing that fatigue and the heavy legs from Jenny as she's shooting a lot more balls now, and that's a smart play when you know that your opponent's lost their legs.
0 serving 1.
Jenny's going to need to try and play to her strength, which is that left hand, and also, you know, force some errors. That was a good serve in the
1 serving 1.
Deep court to Mariana. Mariana makes the hand error with her left hand with that mid-level swing. And now it's consecutive errors from Mariana. Mariana only made 4 unforced errors in that first game, Ashley. She's already made 2 here early in this second game. Could be a little bit of a lack of concentration. This is also a huge match for Mariana. The nerves do start to creep in, Ashley. You know, this is a huge event for Mariana. We take it for granted that the Irish come here and just win with ease, but these tournaments are the pinnacle for the Irish handball players. They strive to come over to the United States to play in our championships, and when they get here, they do have to battle some nerves.
1 serving 2.
Well, and the thing about when they come over here, it's a long way to come, and they're just all business, all handball, all business. Unlike a lot of the American players who don't seem to take it as seriously.
Well,
sometimes.
I take some exception to that, actually, being an American handball player. I think that it's just the way Americans conduct themselves may make it seem like they're not as business-like, but you know, the Irish are a little bit more stoic. They're a little bit more expressionless, should we say, and the Americans maybe a little bit more emotional, but I think it means just as much to the Americans. Obviously right now it's a game of cycles, and right now the Irish are at the top of the game, but it was the Americans at the top of the game for many, many years before that, and I think, you know, there's a good chance we could see those roles reverse in the next 5 or 10 years.
Point.
Well, as an American, I sure hope so.
3 serving 2.
You have to remember, Paul Brady is 32 years old. The top American players right now still in their mid to early 20s, still with a lot of opportunity to improve. You got Luis Moreno, who's not even 25, Sean Lenning, who's 26 or 27, Alan Garner, also in that mix. There's a number of names that I believe still have room for improvement. If you see those guys taking their games to the next level, it'll be the Americans dominating the sport.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Sometimes I forget to think about ages of players and how much room for growth there still is among the Americans in the top part of the Pro Tour.
And we can say the same about the women, Ashley, as you're just in your early to mid 20s. Bailey Chandler, right around that same age. You're 2 of the players, as well as young Biddy, who's not even 18 yet, that could really start to elevate their games. And it could be you guys that pushes Aisling Riley and Mariana Rushe out of these top positions.
Smart shot there by Mariana. She pinned Jenny to the wall, side wall, and went down that right.
4, serving 3.
That's a great feeling as a player when you're able to pin your opponent and you know you've got the whole court to hit into. Much like the first game here, Ashley, it's Jenny will have to be disappointed with herself not to end the rally there. But very close here in the beginning of this second game. The first game was the same way, and that's when we saw Mariana separate herself. Mariana looks a little bit tentative right now, maybe a little bit tired herself, and Jenny looks like she's gotten a little bit of her second wind.
Maybe she's gotten what they call the runner's high that people get during marathons. Which it does happen in handball too. I've experienced that before.
Sometimes you get that burst of adrenaline. You get your wind back. You hear Jenny pumping herself up a lot. That takes a lot of energy though, all that yelling. Be careful not to be too emotional.
But you should know firsthand about wasting energy on emotions.
That's
5,
true.
serving 4.
However, you are a fan favorite to watch because of your expression of emotions.
Side out.
You can only watch two people say nothing and compliment each other and shake hands for so long until you need to see a little bit of variety.
Well, it gets awkward. I watched a game like that, and you just think, are you competing or are you just trying to be friends in there? You want to see a little hostility between the players. Not like UFC style hostility, but you want to see emotions
5,
and
serving 4.
drama.
Jenny doing the announcing for us now. Said she changed her shot in her backswing there, and that caused that ceiling shot error.
Well, sometimes when you're in the middle of a shot, you see the player doing something that you think you can capitalize on. So you think you should change your shot mid-swing, and it just doesn't work out most of the time.
Great get there from Mariana.
Right out.
And we've seen that a couple times in this second game where Mariana has made a really nice pickup in the backcourt, and Jenny just finishes off the rally with the next shot.
Point.
Jenny's
Perfect.
definitely going to want serves like that. Try to save her energy, get a few quick points on ace serves.
Well, that's the third unreturned serve in
6,
this second
7,
game
4.
from Mariana. So half of Jenny's points have come on just complete missed returns. And there's another error there from Mariana.
Timeout. The score is 7-4.
A smart timeout there so Mariana can go out and regroup and try to get the side out to get back in the server's box. Which, speaking of young players, forgot to mention Mariana Rushe, which she's probably early to mid 20s also. And you see a lot of hand errors, but that's one thing that's going to iron itself out as she grows as a player.
We didn't see too many hand errors from her in game number 1. I believe she's battling a little bit of nerves here, realizing how close she is to making the national final. When you start getting ahead of yourself a little bit, that's when the errors start to creep in. You start to change your game a little bit, lose a little bit of that patience. And now it's Jenny with a 7-4 lead here in this second game, when it appeared that Mariana was cruising in this match. Jenny has not necessarily upped her level of play here in the second game, but she's capitalized on a number of errors from Mariana. Mariana has made 5 hand errors early in this second game already. Jenny's also won 4 rallies with that left fist kill or pass. That actually goes into the same column for me. It's a left kill rally, and I have that right here in my spreadsheet. And turns out to be a good timeout for Mariana as she comes in and gets a quick side out. Stop the momentum of Jenny Schmitt. That's a very good back wall kill from Mariana. And it was a great pickup from Jenny, but she just caught it on that second bounce. She rolled it out though. It was a really good shot.
Deadly in that front right corner.
Well, that's the shot that Samantha England likes to hit. She actually runs around her right hand to hit a left hand from the right side of the court. It was a great shot. And Jenny's going to need to do more with this right hand return. She's just flipping this ball right off the middle of the front wall, and that's the 3rd consecutive return with her right hand that she's hit right down the middle. And that's a very smart shot. Mariana takes that shot early with Jenny out of position, trying to recover and get out of her way, and just pushes it right back down the right wall as Jenny's recovering to the left side of the court. And that's a better return from Jenny as she forces Mariana to hit with her left hand from the deep court. And there's that inside-out right hand pass again that enables Mariana to take control of the rally.
And if she continues to play that right side and stay away from Jenny's left fist, she's going to have a lot of success in running away with this game.
Well, it's a very noticeable change in tactic from Mariana coming out of that timeout. It's as though she has a coach there. I'm not sure if she does, but she came out of that timeout with a purpose. She's gone right to this right hand. She's pushed Jenny right and left using that inside-out disguised swing to run the ball back down the right wall when it looks like she's set up to go left. And you can see the difference. She's come in here after the timeout and won 6 rallies in a row, a side out in 5 consecutive points. And that was a fortunate shot there from Jenny, as it looked like she was just trying to flip that ball high. And it's just one of those shots where, you know, you're aiming 10 feet high and it hits 3 inches high.
We call it a Sapo shot.
Oh, okay. Didn't get to see the shot there, just the end result, but we're back into live action now.
Should be a back wall setup.
And you see, again, Jenny pins herself on that left, and that's a beautiful shot. But by running around her left hand, Mariana is able to pin Jenny on her left. That's another reason you want to try and use your strong hand as much as possible, because a lot of times you gain court position against your opponent by doing that. I actually believe that's something that would benefit your game quite a bit. Learn to use your right hand more. You've got 2 really good hands, but it's not necessarily about that you can hit the ball just as well with your left. It's about gaining that court positioning. I see a lot of the women players give each other too much room.
10, serving 8.
I don't know if it's a matter of just wanting to play friendly, but it's a lot of the women play too far away from one another, and they're giving away a lot of valuable court position.
I tend to run away from the ball after I hit it. Not a good strategy. Here we are at that crucial point in the game that we saw in game 1, about that 10-9, 10-10 point where it's where the grit comes out.
This is where we saw Mariana go on that. And that sounds like a broken ball.
I think it just hit that corner up in the front. It does funny things. I don't know if you've seen it in your games, but when it hits that front corner, sometimes it just shoots straight out sideways.
9, serving 10.
We actually had 2 consecutive shots like that yesterday in my match with Paul Brady. My ball came straight out from a corner, and then he had another one that was even a stranger straight out bounce.
Well, it's very frustrating as a player.
Of course, I tried to lobby for a hinder call, but it was quickly overturned. But it was Mariana who ended game number 1 on a 13-3 run, taking that 8-8 tie, turning it into a 21-11 win. Right now, though, it's Jenny who has withstood that great run from Mariana after that timeout at 7-4, and now regained the lead. She's led throughout most of the second game. Then a huge momentum swing. Ashley was with Mariana serving, and that's a little bit of contact there. But with Mariana serving at 9-7 after scoring 5 consecutive points, Jenny trying to flip that back wall shot on the return of serve about 10 feet high and ended up hitting it 3 inches. That got Jenny back into the server's box, and from there she's played some really good handball.
That's kind of an awkward play we saw right now, and Mariana was just kind of crouched down for a couple seconds. You wonder if she ran into Jenny and maybe got an ankle or something.
11 serving 10.
Jenny caught that ball a little bit lower on her hand than she wanted to, but it put a big reverse on that ball and it kept the ball down.
12 serving 10.
You don't see a lot of players, women players, that can really hop the ball well. So if you have that in your bag of tricks, then it's very effective against other players.
Best hop I've seen in the women's game was Anna Engel had a really good natural hop. She could serve the ball down the left behind herself with a really big natural and a lot of pace, and it was a devastating shot that set up her offensive arsenal.
She wasn't ready, my fault.
Unfortunately, I came to the game too late to really see a lot of the greats, Anna Engel and Lisa Gilmore, Fraser Gilmore play, but
10 serving 12.
They've been great role models, I know, for a lot of the other women players.
Absolutely.
Replay.
As a player there, Ashley, do you want that shot, or do you want the hinder there? She was slightly screened,
10 serving 12.
but she had position there, and all she had to do was flip that ball to the right. I mean, she would have won that rally pretty easily.
Well, personally, I hate hinders, and I don't ever want the play to stop unless it's flat out I can't see the ball. Because if you're close to somebody, it gives you a better opportunity to get the ball away from them.
Well, you know, it's incredible because you play a practice match, and you know, you might even play Tracy in a practice match in Tucson, and you probably wouldn't call one hinder in the entire match. You might play 10 times in practice and not call a hinder, and it's not because you're not playing harder or, you know, any less hard than you would in a tournament, but yet you get into a tournament and there's 5 or 10 hinder calls per game, and it's the same game. So I agree with you. Sometimes I think we see the referee stepping in too much. But anytime you're in a position where you have to be subjective, like the referee in handball and also basketball where you're calling fouls, and football, it's a very difficult position to be in. Really, the players know best whether it was a hinder, and the referee's just up there seeing things from a completely different perspective, and they've got to make those split-second decisions. Now, it sounds like I'm defending the referees, but when I'm playing, I'm doing anything but.
It's a completely different story once you're in the box.
They're actually my enemy.
Well, everybody's your enemy when you're playing. Your dad, the crowd, the refs,
That's
yourself.
True. That's true. Not my opponent, though. I like my opponent. I'm rooting for him.
Right out.
This is the longest annual tournament that we play all year, Ashley. It feels like we've been here for about a month. You live here now,
I have
though,
been here a month,
so you see what I mean then.
Not a bad place to be for a month, I'll tell you that.
Replay.
I know that you've moved in with pro player Carlos Chavez. You guys spar quite a bit. You guys are roommates. He also has a long list of rules.
13.
I don't know if we'll be able to get those on the webcast or not. I know it's 4 or 5 pages long.
Yeah, came with the contract.
He likes things how he likes them.
Well, it's his house, you know. I think I spend more time on the handball court than in the house. Doesn't show, but it happens.
Well, I don't. This might be your best result
13,
at the Nationals.
12.
You did advance to the quarterfinals. I don't know if you've been in the quarterfinals before at the Nationals, or maybe this was tied with your best result.
No, last year was my first year playing open, and I lost first round, 1 consolation. So it's definitely an improvement.
I always believe that all jumps are generally small steps. So you go from the round of 16 to the round of 8. Maybe next year you go to the round of 4.
It's the goal.
Always got to take the positive out of each event.
14 serving 12.
I believe that you won a 3-wall event a couple of weeks ago in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Point.
Won the B division at there.
Wow, very
3-wall.
impressive. And they didn't have a women's division there?
No.
Okay.
I also played in the 50 doubles with my dad.
15 serving 12. Guard ball.
Had to get a fake ID to play in the tournament.
Second serve. Right out.
And Ashley, I know that you're heading the big ball movement for the WPH here in Southern California. Talk a little bit about that. I know that you're having 4 pro stops, 4 big ball pro stops with singles and doubles, combined points, a Players Championship in Las Vegas. Very similar to the Race for 8 format.
Point.
And I know at your first event, you had 125 people enter. You actually had to turn people away. You had over 1,000 people out there watching. How exciting is that for you?
It's incredibly exciting. I mean, the big ball players have never really had a tour. And so to come into Southern California and give them
13
ranking
serving
points and give them
15.
professional status, basically, there's so much energy, and the players have fans that come watch that don't even play handball. It's incredible. Even looking at it from a sponsor point of view, it's going to be a very good opportunity to try to grow handball in the area.
Well, there's just so many players here in Southern California, but as handball players tend to do, they just stay in their own
15
pocket.
serving
So you might have a group of 30 players playing in an LA Fitness, and 5 miles down the road, another group of 30 players playing at a park, and none of the players know one another, even though they're just 5 miles apart.
Yeah, for the most part, the top players know each other, but then you have
13 serving
the secret
15.
players who don't travel anywhere, as you said, and they'll come to a tournament and upset somebody. So it's very exciting to try to unify these players. We've created a big ball committee, which we had our first meeting this week here at Los Cab. And it was very exciting trying to unify the
15
rules
serving
and
13.
get some volunteer help from some of the top players.
That's a great shot from Mariana, and Mariana earned the side out with a clutch deep court back wall rollout.
16 serving 13.
You need to make those kind of shots at the crucial moments in these games if you're going to take out one of these great players.
And Jenny's
At the
going
big
to have
ball
to make
courts,
better
they
shots.
might call those cojones.
I believe it's cones.
Oh, cojones. Okay. That was a beautiful kill, and Mariana's ended 3 of the last 4 rallies with perfectly placed kills.
Score is 17-13.
Jenny takes a timeout here. It's a smart play. Has to try and stall this Mariana Rushe momentum somehow in the late stages here.
You see Jenny's brother, Chris Roberts, trying to give her some advice to get back into this game and get the lead back.
Much like your family, Ashley, your dad plays, your brother plays. The Roberts are incredible handball family. So many of them play handball. They love this sport. It's such a huge part of their lives, much like the Alvarados and the Bittigans. Really has to be special to be able to play a sport, play alongside your dad, play against your dad, play with your brother. And Jenny has that same sort of experience. She's out here being coached by her brother Vern, running the tournament.
Well,
Very
and same
cool.
for you. You have your father here who got to witness your great
20
performance,
seconds.
making it to the semifinals. I know he's a very proud papa.
That's true.
But in handball, we see that a lot. You tend to learn from your father or your brothers and sisters play.
Do you find that to be the case also in big ball? Are these players learning from their dad? Are they picking this up because their buddies play, or they're just down at the park and they see it?
It seems about half and half. At the parks, there's just so many 3-wall courts here that you see somebody playing and you're like, oh, I want to go play.
Time
And
in.
kids,
17,
adults,
serving 13.
just it's great how many courts there are, and it's so easy to play. Just get a racquetball and go hit the ball around.
The learning curve isn't quite as steep playing 3-wall at the big ball as it is playing 4-wall at the
Second
small
serve.
ball, which is just so hard for people. It takes a long time before you can even really rally.
Yeah. Well, in big ball, it seems like a lot of the players just don't use their left hand as much because it's just in 3-wall you're not forced to.
Well, the ball is a little bit slower and you have more time to run around, and particularly on the short 3-wall courts where you can run yourself off out of the court and use your right hand.
There's definitely a lot more diving that happens in the 3-wall big ball.
Well, I call the diving in 3-wall more flopping. It's not really a flying dive like you'll see in 4-wall, but it's more of a quick hit the ground and jump right back up from where you're standing. It's not necessarily a running dive.
Yeah.
19, serving 13.
Well, here it's Mariana Rushe, just 2 points from making her first ever USHA national final. She did win the USHA Collegiate Nationals in 2010. This is another level, though, from the collegiate game.
13, serving 19. Short ball.
Jenny now will
Second
need
serve.
a miraculous comeback here. She'll have to outscore Mariana 8-1 if she's to come back and win this second game. And there's a good start.
14, serving 19.
That's a smart shot there by Jenny.
Timeout.
Very intelligent,
Score is 15, 19.
disciplined play there from
That's your
Mariana.
second
As she
timeout.
could sense Jenny gaining the momentum. She's only scored 2 points in a row, but doesn't want to let this get out of hand. She quickly calls a timeout, tries to stop the Jenny Schmitt Express. And Jenny now well within striking distance, actually, at 15-19.
We have a replay of Jenny's attempt at a comeback.
I've seen so many variations of Jenny's rally-ending left fist shots. That time it was a
Time in.
sidearm
15,
left-to-left
19.
pass.
see Mariana trying to play Jenny's right to stay away from that deadly fist.
Well, Mariana played a perfect point there. She played the ceiling patiently with Jenny. She pushed the ball right onto that right side wall. Jenny with a weak return, then Mariana flat rolls it in the left corner with her right hand. That's a great sequence of shots. And now she pins Jenny again on that right wall. And look what that timeout has done for her. Jenny quickly scoring 2 points. Mariana calls it timeouts and earns the side out. And now at match point. And Jenny with a nice pickup there. And a beautiful shot there from Mariana. Very well played match here, Ashley. Mariana just a little bit better in the later stages of both games against Jenny Schmitt. She'll face her countrywoman, Aisling Riley, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time for the title. Aisling will be going for her third USHA national title, I believe, and it'll be Mariana's first. So we're going to take about a 15-minute break here. But you make sure you stay tuned because we're coming back for the men's final. Paul Brady, the gunner, going for his 7th USHA four-wall national singles title against the Ulsterman, Charlie Shanks, appearing in his first USHA national final. Ashley, for David Fink, Linda Manning, Jeff Kastner, and yourself, Ashley Mullen. Thank you so much, and we're going to see you on the flip side in about 15 minutes.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.